Hello, my name is Ann Brock. I'm going to take you through a scenario today of a complex process, employee offboarding, that can be handled by Remedyforce. Let's meet our cast of characters. First up is Luke. Luke is a VP in a large organization. He's running from meeting to meeting, has a lot of things he needs to do to coordinate efforts across departments. So he needs IT that just works. Emma is part of a world-class support organization, and she really focuses on making sure IT is meeting the needs of the business. She wants to help the business, not hinder it, and she's always looking for new ways to make her company successful. What if you could set up complicated processes as repeatable workflow? And what if activities across the multiple organizations of your company could be coordinated centrally? And what if your service desk solution could be used by non-IT organizations, such as HR, facilities, and other organizations like that? What does that look like? We're logged in as Luke here to his self-service. He has an employee, Fred Doe, who came to him and said he's found another opportunity. He's been a long-time employee at this particular company, but he's found an interesting opportunity he wants to go pursue, so unfortunately he's going to have to resign. So a lot of things need to happen when people resign. Unfortunately, they don't always happen, but they need to happen. But Luke knows he has a service request he can put in that will make sure everything happens that needs to happen. So he's going to go ahead and select Fred from the employee database, because he's the one leaving, and he's going to go ahead and pick voluntary. Fred's resigning, it's a voluntary leaving, and when he does that, another question pops up about whether he could be considered as a future rehire. Now the form we're looking at here is totally configurable by you. It's all data configuration, there's no scripting, there's no programming. You can decide what fields are required and what fields to have pop up as conditional fields, such as this one. He's going to say yes, Fred's been a great employee, he has a good reason for leaving, and he wishes him the best on his new opportunity. And of course he has to put in the end date so that we get everything cut and all the paperwork done. And then he can put in some other information as well if he wants to. This doesn't happen to be required, but he could if he wanted to. When he's done filling it out and he submits it, then all the right things are going to happen in the back end. Luke doesn't have to worry about it. He doesn't have to call around. It's not going to come to the day before the end date, and he's going to suddenly wonder if we're ready to let Fred leave the company gracefully. So how does that part look like? Well, we're logged in as Emma over on our back end, and Emma's looking at queues, watching things, getting notices, seeing what's going on. Let's go ahead and look at all of the incidents out here, and we'll see the one that Luke just put in about the employee offboarding. Now, of course, normally you would have your HR people looking at this one, because of course this is the kind of information not everybody looks at. But for convenience's sake, we're logged in as Emma. So we've got some information here about Fred, and if we go up to Agent Tools and we go to Incident Manifest, what we can see is a series of tasks got set up that go to different departments. Disabling the email account and whatnot all is happening, and they got assigned to various departments out there. Whether it's HR, facilities, security, etc., everybody now knows that Fred is leaving, and so they can make sure they do the right activities before the end date comes here. One other thing I want to show on this particular scenario is if we look down at the record details, what we'll notice is some linked configuration items. We know what Fred has. We have it in the configuration management database, and so we have automatically linked his Dell and his BlackBerry to this particular incident record. So as IT does their tasks, they know what equipment they need to get back from Fred before he leaves. So with one easy to fill out form for Luke, we got a lot of information on the back end, and we have a lot of activities taking place to make sure Fred's transition is smooth. So what did we just show you? We showed you a complex process that was set up as repeatable workflow. Everybody who needs to offboard an employee is going to hit the same kind of workflow. We saw that how activities across multiple organizations are going to be able to be centrally coordinated. From one place we can see everything that needs to happen, and of course we have non-IT organizations that are going to be able to leverage the service desk solution as well, making everybody more efficient and making sure things happen smoothly. Thank you.